introduction about Tawheed, Sheikh Salim.
Of course, we know Tawheed is, we can define it, oneness of Allah, but it's much more complex than that. I once read an article by a non-Muslim who spent a lot of time around Muslims and interviewing them. She wasn't Muslim at that time. But she said, if you ask me one thing about Islam to describe it, I would say God-centered. And I thought she really got that right. That whatever else she understood about Islam, it wasn't architecture, it wasn't polygamy, it was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is at the center of everything. Unfortunately, there's more to it than that. And Tawheed is defined not just that we attribute to Allah everything that is only attributable to Allah and not to anyone else, but also that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator, which makes Him not the creation. So we find that many people of mankind go astray on this particular issue, even many among the Muslim Ummah, who try to imagine for themselves, try to fill in the blanks as it were. Whereas we as Muslims, we understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is beyond our comprehension, and that's why He sent messengers. I used to write a lot of programming in C language, and I look at the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as pointers. In C we have pointers, all right? It's a number, but it points to a location. So every word that we have about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to take it as it is. But we cannot really interpret it or go beyond it or add anything to it, because it's a word that we know, pointing to something that we cannot know, or cannot know completely. And this is kind of, I think, the final touch of Tawheed that many times gets lost in many quarters. It's easy enough to say, you know, I believe in God. How many? I believe in one God. Is that Tawheed? Maybe. Maybe not.
So there is a difference between to say it. So I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a creator, as the one who deserves to be worshipped.
Well, for example, you could ask some more questions. You said He's one. Okay. Where is He? He's all of this. He's everything. The tree is Allah. The earth is Allah. Is this Tawheed?
No.
So as many scholars have said, everybody says one. But another issue of Tawheed is that separation. You cannot be, the creator and the creation cannot be the same thing.
No.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no beginning.
Subhanallah.
He has no end. The creation began at some point. Everybody agrees on that. It began at some point, and it will end at some point. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no such attribute. So the separation is as important as the unity.
Subhanallah.